into raising military pay and finding solutions to other issues important to Americans.
Well, in other news, another artificial reef is now in place in the Gulf of Mexico.
An old oil platform was transformed into the reef as part of the Coastal Conservation Association's efforts to restore natural reefs. As Katie Easter reports, this one is dedicated to a Lafayette man. Her story new tonight at 6.
About 30 miles off of the coast of Louisiana is the development of an artificial reef.
About 5 years ago, there was an oil and gas platform at the site that we were deploying these different sites at.
That platform was home to several species, meaning as it was removed, so was the wildlife.
We lost that habitat when those sites were removed, and now we're going to go back and replace that habitat that generations of fish and generations of fishermen had depended upon, so we're going to reestablish that for future generations.
This artificial reef is dedicated to Jim Rawls, a Lafayette man who enjoyed fishing.
He documented when he fished, he knew where the fish were, he remembered where they were, so when he'd go back the next time he could tell you if they were biting in a particular area on what particular day.
2 years ago, Rawls noticed the negative impact of the removal of platforms, and he was moved to action.
He said, if you guys want to do something worthwhile, why don't you go and build a reef at those sites that have now been removed?
The Rawls Reef Complex is expected to be repopulated in a year.
And then hopefully in a few months, we'll have some fish congregate there, and it'll start to develop different coral and different marine life, and we'll reestablish some habitat that historically was there.
Katie Easter, KTC. TV3.
The new reef fulfilling some requests made years ago. In 2005, after Hurricanes Katrina and Rita, more than 100 platforms were destroyed. 37 special artificial reef sites were requested following the devastation. Chief Meteorologist Rob Perillo joins us now to give us a look back at the coast and the impacts of Rita as we remember this day in 2005, Rob, when the storm made landfall.
Yeah, hard to believe it's already 14 years, but Rita replacing Hurricane Audrey at least is the storm of record with respect to storm surge, the biggest surge ever seen by the Louisiana coastline, where over 1,000 miles of Louisiana coast